All right, welcome to another storytelling. Welcome. This is one of them special late night in the evening editions. You know what I mean? We don't rock this late, but as y'all can see, we got my man. My maintenance man BJ. My man BJ.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
You know what I mean? How you feeling?
I'm feeling blessed.
That's good. You know what I mean? So just to give the folks a little snippet. So the art of storytelling, that's where we have a guest come in that look like the students that we serve. He come and share his story, or she share their story of choices that they made that eventually made them. So right now we got BJ. He's the CEO of Alter Ego. Hold on.
Man, he didn't disappear.
Oh, y'all know what it is. You know what I mean? Oh, dang, that's not it. Oh, dang, you can't see it good, but I got my hat. I'm supporting all days, all the ways, you know what I mean, period. But yeah, so he's going to tell you, he's going to share his story, choice that he made that eventually made him. And anything that come up that I have a question on, I'm going to ask him that question. Go ahead, BJ, kick it off, man.
All right, well, picture this. September 23rd, 1988, a God was born.
No.
No.
Hey, I'm with you too.
This is how it all started. So when I was a kid up growing, my mom, she was a struggling single woman, and we didn't really have a lot, but we had each other. We didn't have a lot though, but we did what we had to do. We played double dutch, we swam. We had a good time. Even though drugs was taking over, gun violence. Just a lot of negativity. So, I found myself playing basketball, playing sports, soccer with with friends, just staying out the way. And then as I grew older, I started finding myself, my mom needed help. So, being a product of my environment, I did what I had to do.
What does that mean?
Basically, I was in an environment of drugs and gangs, so I had to do what I had to do to feed my family, sell drugs, steal. I stole from all Jim's record store, all that.
Okay, let's backtrack, because I don't think you're gonna think that we just gonna let that slide real fast. Y'all heard him say he was out there double dutching, right?
Oh, hey, let me tell you something. Boy, double dutch, all that, cards, hey, marbles,
square, all that.
I did. Hey, we was hustling dice,
tetherball. What you want to do? Sure.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, I understand. I play with dolls too.
Yes,
I know how to braid my own kids' hair.
Hey, there you go, right there. That's a move. Yes, indeed.
No. So, as a product of my environment, I started selling drugs and anything. But it was crazy because I used to sell drugs and give it to my mom, and she used to whip me. I used to get a whipping for giving her money from drugs. But the cold part about it was she did not take the money. She kept the money, but I sure got an ass whooping.
All right.
So, growing up.
And how old was you? How old was you when you was doing that?
Man, I was 12.
Okay.
Yep. 12 on 30th and Downing. If anybody knows, you Denver natives, right where Jim's record store is, we did it all.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah. So, moving along, I said as I got older, I didn't know who I was. So I was just, going through school, acting up and, just being a little brat. And then I got into like basketball, and it was I felt different. I felt positive. I felt like I meant something to the world because, you know, when you in the basketball, you with a team. Team is family.
Yes, indeed.
So I always thank a man. His name is Delano Duncan, one of the best coaches in the world, and he did the father figure sculpting for me.
Okay.
So I think after basketball, you know, high school was pretty good. You know, my mom's still struggling. I couldn't find myself. So, you know, after college, I went back to the old drug life, supporting the family, went to jail.
What high school you graduate from?
I graduated from Thomas Jefferson, 07.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? So after that, you know, after college, you know, you don't know what you're doing. I mean, I didn't know what I was going to do. I didn't know anything. I was just no father. My mom just, you know, telling you to work, and I didn't like to work because I always felt like there was something else other than, you know, just working and enslaving yourself.
Oh yeah.
For a couple dollars.
Oh yeah.
So I just went the knucklehead route, kept hustling, and you know, so this is the crazy part. As I'm hustling, I'm transitioning into, you know, learning about God. And then and when you learn about God, you just like, okay, it ain't right, but it's still needed.
Mm.
So it's
Explain
basically
that. Explain that.
So with everyone that's living in this world, you got the devil on one side and you got an angel on one side.
Okay.
And it's basically, you know, right from wrong, but it's like if it's standing right there and I need it, or if anyone needs it, you go, oh, God forgive me for later on, but right now I need this.
Yes, indeed.
You know, so I was doing a lot. I was real lost until I really started getting to know my grandmother.
Mm.
And my grandma, she had a sense of humor. She was strict, she was mean, but she had a sense of humor out of this world. And this is how Alter Ego really started. She used to in her house, she had like 50 different wigs. And she would she named them different names. And I was like, Grandma, why you got all these wigs? You have hair. And, you know, she said, she said, my man needs to know I'm somebody every day. And that stops him. Basically, it stopped him from cheating. She was Susie on one day, Marilyn. She was some other lady. Like, she had all these different personalities. It was nuts. It was crazy. But I was like, oh, I like that. And that story just carried on me for a long time. And as I'm getting older, like, it's like I was listening to a lot of motivational quotes from Steve Harvey. And he always said, your attitude determines your altitude.
Yes, indeed.
And I've always kept that in my head, and that was my theme. And, you know, and keep God first. Yes, you know indeed. What I'm saying? And then I started reading books called Positive Thinking by Norman Vincent Peale. That's a great book that I think a lot of people should read. And it's basically coding your mind out, like throwing away the negative. You know what I'm saying? How rich people stay rich, how happy people stay happy. You know, you coating your mind with positivity. So now that I started reading that and going along in life, I'm like, okay, money situation. I don't want to go back to the old me. So what I'm gonna do? What are my talents? Something I can do easily with the least amount of stress. I'm a great salesman, and I can make people laugh. I got great ideas, and I have a great team around me. Erica Crow, Imani, that's my team, and they roll with me. They back here somewhere. Oh, there we go.
Official.
Yeah. So, you know, I just carry a positive team around me that I can call whenever I'm in, you know, in trouble and debt, or, you know, just need to hang out and talk. And so with me starting to, you know, find myself, find like everything. Now I'm thinking, okay, the real world, depression. I'm walking around seeing people depressed. People I used to sell drugs to, they're depressed. They're homeless. So what can I do to change that mindset? And I just
About them or you?
Me, how can I change their mindset?
Okay.
So even when like my friends call me, they're depressed. All right, let's hang out. You need to calm down. What do you need? What's the problem? Okay, so we talk about, we talk, have a good time. I know I can make you laugh. So what's going to make you happy for a long period of time, a long extended time? So then I started going through that, and then, family members, depression. And I'm like, okay, I can make people laugh out of their depression. It might not be as long as I want, but it's like a small, we're working in small increments.
Yes,
so
indeed.
I'm like, okay, my alter ego is Chico Divine. So when I'm depressed or I'm feeling a certain way, Chico comes out. You know what I'm saying? When I want to make somebody laugh, Chico comes out.
Chico.
And I encourage everyone to have an alter ego name. When you are like, even when you feeling sexy, when you feeling funny, when you feeling, you with your partner, you know what I'm saying? You just a different person. And then what is that person that's going to get you to that positive state of mind, that brilliance that needs to come out, especially in African American young boys, African American young women, just anybody, but people of color, most definitely.
Yes, indeed.
So I think once I start listening to the power of positive thinking, I'm like, hey man, I need to start this clothing line. I need to be somebing that my kids can have when I'm gone, and their kids, and so on and so forth. So I think.
And how many kids do you have?
Oh man, okay. So I have 2 boys and 2 girls.
Okay.
And not including the nieces that I take care of. Oof. And the grown and the adults.
All right.
So
so rewind too, going back, you said a little bit about how you was raised. Where was your dad at?
I couldn't. Actually, you want to know something funny? My dad was about 5 blocks away from me his whole life.
I mean, but what he was 5 blocks away. There was no relationship. There was no interaction.
Okay, I'm gonna be honest. My mother and father was Rolling Stones, which a lot of parents are. Don't judge
both
mine.
of them, huh?
Both of them. So, so it wasn't like he didn't, like, I don't know. They was just having fun. She had me. Hey, we dealt with it. We kept on pushing. But, when I did meet him, I it was cool. He became one of my best friends. I act just like him. He could finish my sentences. Like, it's weird. And I do that also with my sons.
All right. So what is one thing that you say that you learned from him? I would let me rephrase that question. It's a 2-part question. What is one thing that you would say you learned from him while he was present in your life? And what is one thing that you learned from his absence?
What I learned in the present life was, he always said, I never understood it until now. He always told people to use him. And I always thought, like, what? Can I cuss on here?
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, why the fuck would you want somebody to use you? And he said, not for my money. And I was like, and then he said, as you get older, you'll know. And then it's basically, he wanted people to use him for his knowledge, use him for, examples in life.
Mm.
for bad and good. Now, when the example that I got from him when he wasn't present was feelings. When a young man is with his mother, he develops feelings. He develops respect for a young lady, and I developed, an emotional, like a woman tendency. Like when I say feelings, I mean like I have a heart. I have respect. I know how to treat a woman. I know if I needed to cry, I could, and I'm secure about my manhood.
Mm.
She always taught me, it's okay to cry, but cry for a reason. Don't cry because you failed. Cry to keep going.
Okay.
And that'll always stick with me.
Okay. So you're very emotional.
Very emotional. I think a lot of men should be. But
okay.
But a lot of men should be. See, men now are emotional because their mothers coded them away from their fathers. Instead of teaching them, hey, if you're going to be emotional, you don't have to act out by hitting on women, by doing crazy stuff. You know what I'm saying? If you're going to act out emotion, do it through expression, communication.
Oh yeah.
A lot of young boys don't know how to do that. So I think as a older black men, we should definitely teach our youth that it's okay.
Yes, indeed. What is so explain do you gangbang? Because gang banging is a part of the Denver culture. It's picked up in the 80s, behind the whole crack epidemic and stuff like that. How has gang banging affected your life?
It has never affected my life. One thing I think is so ignorant. This is what I got from it. I used to have friends that used to be like, oh, this is my big homie. And his big homie would let him, hey, do this, this, and this. But then when you get caught and go to jail, the big homie's not there. So my only gang is my family, because I'm gonna call my mom. I'm gonna call my dad. You know what I'm saying? That's the you know what I'm saying? That's the people that's gonna listen to you. That's the people that's gonna ride for you. That's the people that's gonna tell you the truth 100% every time.
So you still got your biological mom and your biological dad still living right now?
Yes.
I mean, so right there, I feel like folks who have their biological parents, alive, not in prison, out here living, they got a niche. They got a up on everybody else. How's having your parents, you know what I mean, whether they've been active the whole time or not, but they're still alive right now. You can go to them like you just said. You're gonna call your mom, you're gonna call your dad. How is having them in your life made your life, better?
Or
has it?
It's always better to have, I think, a 2-parent household, because statistically it shows when you're around your mother and your father, you learn more. You become healthier. And with if you lose a parent, that little piece of your soul goes with her, or your father. So I've had the blessing of keeping both my crazy parents, but then again, some people, I think it goes back and forth, because some people grow more or mature without a parent, because that they have to grow up faster. So it just depends on your mind state. Is you gonna take it as a positive, or you gonna take it as a negative, or you gonna take it as a learning curve? Because I always say any loss is not a loss, it's a lesson.
Yes, indeed.
So I always say that if you don't have a mom, we got to learn, there might have been an angel God needed, or your father. So what are you going to learn from that? Learn from their mistakes, learn from their, what they taught you growing up, and move it through your kids, and let it live on.
What is your relationship like with them right now?
Man, I am their counselors. My dad calls me, hey son, what do you think about this? My mom, I'm her doctor, lawyer, whatever she needs. She's like, She's like, I need you to do this. So I'm there. I think I'm there everything.
All right, that's what's up. That's what's up. All right, you got any siblings?
Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna tell y'all this. Y'all might not believe it, but I got. Okay, let me see. My father's side, he has 48 kids.
How many?
48.
You say your dad has 48 kids?
He has 48 kids.
Fuck. Jeez. 40.
Yes.
2 from 50. 4-8.
4-8.
God. So where are you at in that lineup? So how old is his oldest then?
The oldest is 35.
Oh man.
So just wrap your mind about
how's
that.
that possible?
Man,
So he must have like 4, 5, 6 sets of twins.
My dad was born with 4 balls. Yeah, he was doing the most.
Oh man, 48 kids. All right, keep going. I'm listening.
Okay,
So that's your dad's side.
Yeah, my mom has 5.
Okay.
3 girls, 2 boys.
Oh man. 48. Yeah. So that's what, 53 total.
Yeah.
Oh man.
And so yeah, if I ever date a girl, I gotta see her whole family tree.
Oh man, that's so. Do you know all your siblings?
No.
So how would you know if you know what I mean? The girl is.
I got to meet their mama.
Look.
Who is your baby's daddy? Not the one that went to jail. The one that was.
Oh man, 48 kids.
Mm-hmm.
Oh man, that's crazy. That's crazy.
But you know, that was back in the hippie days and stuff. So, you know, they was just, you know, there wasn't no STDs like today. If you burp, you gonna catch something around something now. So,
oh man,
it's totally different now.
Yeah, that's what's up. That's what's up. So, what made you outside of your grandma giving you the story behind the alter ego? What else made you start your own clothing line?
I didn't want to be a statistic.
Go more than that. What do you mean?
Man, statistic as in like my father was in jail, his son was in jail, his father, you know, I didn't want to be that. Every black man, you know, every 1 out of 3 black men go to jail after college, or, you know, just random. I didn't want to be that person. I want to be that one success. So, and I'm all about, see, the thing about me was I was playing 2 different roles. I was selling drugs and then I was going to church. So the church people thought I was this. And then, you know, the other side thought I was this. So it's a mind, it's like a Jerry Springer show. It's like, you got to hide this. You got to put on a suit to go to church, and you got to put on your jumpsuit to go hit the block. So it's a lot. It's a lot.
Explain how your business is like selling drugs.
Oh man, it's the same. It's the same thing. I'm providing what you want. If you want it, I got it. If I ain't got it, I'm gonna get it.
All right.
You know, and that's the great thing about it, because it's something I can consistently sell, and it's something people consistently want all year round.
And it's legal.
So
you using that same mind frame that you were using in the streets, but turned that into a legal hustle.
Yes, sir.
Salute that. Was it easy?
It wasn't easy. You know, it was, you know what? Once again, I was listening to a Steve Harvey motivational speech, and I had a lot of bills racked up. He said, quit paying one of them bills, start you a business. So that day, I did not, I'm gonna be honest with you. I quit paying about 3 bills. and I definitely, and I went to go start it.
All right. I mean, I mean, but you got caught up on them bills, though, right?
Oh yeah, everything good.
All right. So I mean, even so I know, the East Side and Park Hill where we grew up, I'm sure you have friends that got killed, you know what I mean, or friends that's in the streets and stuff like that. How do you deal? When stuff like that happens, how do you handle in a situation like that?
You got to put it in God's hands. And when I say put it in God's hands, it's one thing you can never change. You don't know if it was that man's time, number one, and our lives do not belong to us. So I might be sad about it, but there's nothing I can do about it. My life still has to go on. I still have to work. I still have to support my kids. I just have to keep their memories going. But you can never just soak and be depressed around it, because if you depressed, you got to think. Let's say once a week, these last 2 years, once every month or two, a friend died. So if I was to be depressed, that's too much of depression. Not eating, not sleeping, not going to work. What am I doing? Now I'm just living in pain.
Mm-hmm.
So I just think I just changed my mind frame. My mind frame is just keep going. There's a motivational quote like, don't stop, keep going. And then when you stop, keep on going. Mm-hmm. Don't stop till the wheels fall off. And I encourage every young person, white, black, whatever you're doing in life, don't let somebody negative thoughts come upon you. Keep on moving. If it's an idea, it's your idea. Do not stop for nobody. I don't care if you are starting a dirty water drinking contest. If that's your idea, that's your idea. Keep it going.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. What is how is your relationship? So I'm gonna dig a little deep. How's your relationship like with your mother, with your kid's mother?
My relationship, okay, so I have two. One is great, and my son's mom, me and her relationship is great because she honestly found God. When she found God, it was all positive, and it was the best thing that ever happened to me. But my daughter's mom, she's still finding herself, and it's like I understand. I'm not mad at the arguments and stuff that we have, because once you deal with an African American young lady, you have to think she didn't learn that attitude. She didn't learn what she learned from herself. So her mother, and then her mother learned it from her mother. So it's like either I'm trying to teach, or try to help change the cycle. But if you can't change the cycle, I understand it, but I just don't have to be around for it.
There you go. How you mind me asking, how old are you?
I'm 31.
All right, you 31. At 14 years old, what was you doing? What was 14-year-old BJ doing?
14 I was hooping / selling drugs.
Okay. What was 17-year-old BJ doing?
17-year-old. I just got signed to go to college in Wyoming.
Okay. When did you how much time did you do?
In jail?
Yeah.
Man, it was just increments. 1 year, 60 days here. It was nothing too, too extravagant.
Yeah.
I was always that person that, I don't know how, but God blessed me that he coded me to just teach me a lesson. But hey, okay, I taught you this lesson. Now go on out there and handle your business.
There you go. How much time you doing school?
4 years. I studied in Wyoming. I studied interpersonal communications and business, And when I came down to Denver, I studied in Aurora Community College for sign language.
You finished?
No, I still got a year and a half plus. I have to do some internships.
Okay.
So I'm still learning, you know.
Okay. So what's your, you know, right now you're 31. What's your 51? By the time you're 51, what's your vision? What's your plan? What do you see yourself doing by then?
You know, I don't have a vision for when I'm 51. I have a vision for now, because we can't live in the past or the future. You know, you have to live for now. So right now I have my vision. I can even show you actually my vision board, if you can see that.
Mm-hmm.
I don't believe you see that, but it's for now. It's like, okay, I'm working towards my business. I'm working towards being an independent, you know, because I actually have a job other than selling clothes. And so my vision board, which I think everybody definitely should get, because it puts your life in perspective and it puts your goals and your tasks. And a lot of women, even women, when they go to the grocery store, they have a vision of, they make a grocery list. And then men, we just go in thinking we can pick this, and it never works.
That run that bill up. That's what
we ain't got no tortillas. You know, so like my vision for now is you know, work as hard as I can and make my kids' life as easy, as fun, be the best father I can. And it's just get their future. Because the number one thing Black people do not understand is when we get a little money, we want to flaunt and everything. See, if you ever look at, and this is just honest, if you ever look at white people, they think rich is not them having money, but their kids having money.
Oh yeah, that's generational wealth.
So that's another mindset that we definitely have to change. Like, everybody, if you want to go buy gold in bulk. Or if you want to buy some like that's going to last, like you could go put in a box and 40 years later, your kids can spend it, you know, bonds and savings and life insurance.
So they ain't going out buying grills and stuff, huh?
They're not. Yeah, I had grills, I had chains, and I gave it all up because my number one thing with chains, like 400 years ago, we just got out of chains, and you want me to put one around my neck?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm not cool with that.
Mm-hmm. Yes, indeed. So what you said you got 2 sons, right?
Mm-hmm.
So for your daughters, all right, what type of message do you want to send to them in terms of dating?
I will encourage them to date. Because first of all, if you hide a woman from dating, they're gonna what little girls are gonna sneak and do it.
Oh yeah.
But you have to, first of all, you have to have them go out there in the world. You cannot coach them. They need to learn pain. They need to learn love. They need to learn, their instincts. You know, so I'll encourage you. But y'all going on a date, I'm coming too.
Well,
if you going to the moon, I'm coming to the moon too.
I'm coming too. All right.
Yeah.
For your boys. Now for your boys, same message, but for your boys.
For my boys, I teach them manners. I teach them how to be a gentleman, how to look presentable. I teach them, I give my sons motivational quotes, scriptures, just so they probably don't know what it is, but they're gonna think like when they get older, like my dad said that. And they're gonna figure out why I said it. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. I never give them the game, but I always teach them or give them a riddle. Mm. You know, you gotta keep learning. You gotta be a gentleman. You have to be presentable. You know what I'm saying? I always tell my son, this is what I tell him, and this is what I tell every young Black man. If you look good, you feel good. You feel good, you sell good. And if you sell good, you play good. And once you play good, they pay good.
Mm-hmm. Yes, indeed. All right.
That's a nice little crossover right there.
Yes, indeed. All right. All right. So and wrapping up, you know, if we ain't catch nothing that you had said this whole time, what do you want to leave us with?
I want to leave you with your attitude determines your altitude.
Yes,
Find that positive spot in your mind, or that positive being, alter ego, however you want to put it, that's going to get you to the next positive level in your life that no one can take you out of.
Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. I appreciate that. What else you got for us before we get out? You got anything else for us?
Yeah, take God wherever you go, and wherever you can't take him, don't go.
All right, period. That's it. Yes, indeed. Hey, BJ, man, I sure do appreciate you tapping in with us, man. You know what I mean?
No problem.
Where can they get your clothing from if they want to get something? If they want to get a hat, they want to get a hoodie, some sweats. So where can they tap in?
Man, tap in at my Facebook, BJ Greer. Just inbox me. I will have a website up this week or next week. And just keep on messaging me. Call me 720-585-1544. And just anything. I have all ideas. If you wanna pitch me your idea, and however, I will definitely listen to it. I will take it into consideration, and I will bring you on and show you, another way of the positive life.
You said 720-585-1544. 1544. All right, and before we head out real fast, let me see if I can pull up your page just so people can see it if they want to check it out. You know what I mean? All right. Let me see. All right. So, let's show this now. All right, so I'm just on the Facebook page. Is it this top one or is it the second one?
No, it's the top one.
So it's the BJ Greer. Boom, There you go. Alter ego. All right, so if y'all want to get a hold of him, hit him up on his Facebook page right here, BJ Greer. You can contact him on his phone number, 720-58 whatever. You're supposed to finish it up, man.
Yeah, that's it. 585-1544.
All right, and he got the access right there on the page too. So yeah, again, thank you again, BJ, for tapping in with us. What we do when we close out is I count to 3, and then we just gonna throw them snaps up there one time. All right.
All right.
1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Give us some snaps. All right, we out of there, man. Appreciate you.
All right. Peace out.
Peace.